Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Today, Tu Na finally says yes. She agrees to work as Alex's new secretary, and he personally picks her up to bring her into his world. But the real shock isn't the busy factories or non-stop customer calls. It's what happens when Tu Na is alone with Mai. In public, Mai acts caring and supportive. In private, she quietly pressures and tests Tu Na, trying to make her slip. Here's the hook. Can Tu Na survive a full day beside Alex when the biggest threat smiles at her? If you enjoy the story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Let's begin. Tu Na didn't decide in one burst of courage. She decided quietly, after a long night of thinking while the house stayed still. She kept hearing Alex's offer in her head, and she kept seeing the same problem in front of her. When her work was out in public, anyone could bend her day without leaving a clear trace. Pride had helped her survive, but it couldn't protect her time or her income. In the morning, after feeding Henry, she stepped outside where the signal was better and called Alex. "I've thought about it," she said. "I'll come work with you. I'll try." Alex didn't make it emotional. He sounded steady, like he had been waiting for a practical answer. "Okay, I'll pick you up. Bring a notebook. Wear something comfortable. We'll be moving." Tu Na moved fast after that. She didn't overpack. She didn't dress like she was going into a fancy office. She chose simple clothes she could move in, grabbed her notebook and pen, then carried Henry to Mrs. Tang's. Mrs. Tang took the baby with calm hands and only said one thing that mattered. Focus on the work. Don't let people pull you into nonsense. When Alex's car arrived, he didn't stand outside talking. He opened the door, gave Tu Na a quick look to make sure she was truly ready, and drove. On the way, he explained what secretary meant in his world. It wasn't sitting at a desk all day. It was helping him keep his work from breaking into chaos, answering calls when he was driving, noting what customers wanted, confirming quantities, reminding him of deadlines, and keeping track of who needed what by what time. If she wasn't sure, she should ask. Guessing could cost money. Tu Na listened and nodded. It felt different from what she imagined, but it made sense. Alex's work wasn't quiet. It was moving. They arrived at the company yard early. Workers were already around, and the air smelled like wood and dust. Trucks stood in the corner. A few people nodded at Alex as he passed, used to his pace. Lan came over first and greeted Tu Na warmly. Lan didn't talk like a boss. She talked like someone who wanted Tu Na to survive the day. She told her not to worry about being perfect. "Just stay close, listen, and write down the important parts," Lan said. "When Alex moves fast, you help him not forget things." Then Mai appeared. In front of people, Mai was bright and caring. She smiled, asked how Tu Na was, asked about Henry, and even offered to help her learn the flow. She spoke in a sweet tone that made her look generous to anyone watching. But when there was a small gap, no one close enough to hear clearly, Mai's voice dropped. "Don't slow him down," Mai said quietly. "He doesn't have time for beginners." Tu Na didn't respond with anger. She only nodded once. She had seen this type before, friendly in public, sharp in private. She reminded herself she wasn't here to win against Mai. She was here to work. Alex didn't stay in one place. He walked with Tu Na across the yard and into a small work area where people were checking wood pieces and talking about output. He asked short questions, got short answers, and made quick decisions. Tu Na stayed beside him, notebook open. The first calls came in almost immediately. A buyer wanted an update. Another wanted confirmation that the order would be ready on time. Alex answered quickly, then handed the phone to Tu Na and told her to take the next call while he spoke to a worker. Tu Na's heart jumped, but she did it. She kept her voice polite and simple, asked what the buyer needed, wrote down the numbers and dates, and repeated them back so there was no misunderstanding. When she wasn't sure about an answer, she said she would confirm and call back. She didn't guess. She didn't try to sound smarter than she was. Lan stayed nearby for a while and quietly helped Tu Na with the first few key contacts. Who tended to change orders last minute, who cared most about quality, who always asked for photos, who only cared about timing. Lan didn't overwhelm her with names. She gave her only what was necessary. Mai stayed close too, but in a different way. When other staff were around, Mai smiled and acted helpful. Tu Na is learning fast, she said lightly, loud enough for people to hear. She offered to handle a call and then passed it back, like she was showing off her role. But when Tu Na was alone with her for a moment, Mai's help became a test. She handed Tu Na a customer note with half the details missing and said, "Call them and confirm everything." No context, no warning, just pressure. Tu Na looked at the note and didn't panic. She made the call, introduced herself, and asked the buyer to repeat what they wanted: quantity, delivery day, and any quality requirements. She wrote it down clearly and ended the call politely. When she hung up, Mai only nodded as if she was measuring how quickly Tu Na could adapt. By mid-morning, Alex moved them to the wood slicing workshop. The sound was louder there and the pace felt heavier. A supervisor explained that they needed to increase output soon. Alex asked what exactly was blocking them: people, machines, space, scheduling. The answers were practical. Alex looked around, thought for a moment, and said they would test a new shift pattern and reorganize the flow so cutting and stacking didn't jam each other. Tu Na followed him step by step, writing down what he decided and who he assigned to it. It wasn't paperwork. It was simple tracking: who does what, when, and what needs to be reported back. The next wave of calls came while Alex was walking between machines. Tu Na took them. A buyer asked if the supply could be increased next month. Another asked if there was any risk of delay. Tu Na answered carefully. She confirmed what she could and said she would call back with a final answer after checking. She learned to keep calls short. People didn't want long stories. They wanted clear yes or no and clear timing. Mai stepped in again when she saw Tu Na getting steadier. In public, she smiled and said, "If you need help, just tell me." In private, she leaned closer and said, "Don't embarrass yourself in front of customers. They'll remember mistakes." Tu Na didn't argue. She just kept working. Close to noon, Alex checked on Tu Na quickly. "You okay?" he asked, not soft, just practical. Tu Na said yes. She felt tired, but she also felt something else she hadn't felt in a while: usefulness. When she handled a call well and Alex could keep moving without stopping, she could see the difference she made. Lan noticed it too. She gave Tu Na a small nod as if to say, "You're doing fine, keep going." The morning ended with Alex pointing toward the next place they needed to check after lunch. He told Tu Na to keep her notebook close. The afternoon would be busier and they'd be moving even more. Tu Na nodded, took a breath, and followed them. Still inside Alex's work world, still learning the pace, still holding herself steady while Mai's smile stayed bright for everyone else. After a quick lunch, Alex didn't sit around. He stood up, checked his phone, and said they had to move. Tu Na followed, notebook in hand, trying to match his pace without looking rushed. Lan walked with them for a few minutes and gave Tu Na a simple reminder: keep notes short, repeat numbers back on every call, and don't promise anything without checking with Alex. They headed to the cassava powder side next. The place smelled different, drier, dustier. A few workers were already waiting, and the supervisor looked tense before Alex even asked a question. It didn't take long to understand why. The quality still wasn't where it needed to be. Not a disaster, but not strong enough to confidently push bigger orders. Alex didn't yell. He asked practical questions. What changed? Where the batch failed? What step was unstable? The supervisor explained in a straightforward way, and Alex listened like he was building a plan in his head. He told them not to rush production just to hit numbers. He wanted consistent quality first, even if it meant slowing down and tightening the process. He assigned a couple of checks, asked for a small test run, and set a time for results. While Alex spoke, Tu Na stood slightly behind him and wrote down what mattered: which check, which person, what deadline, what Alex needed to see. Mai stayed near them too. When workers were around, Mai looked helpful, even kind, offering water, asking the supervisor if they needed anything, acting like she cared about everyone's stress. But when Tu Na had to step aside with her notebook to return a call, Mai followed. The call was from a buyer asking about a fruit shipment timing. Tu Na answered the way she had learned in the morning: clear, short, careful. She confirmed what she knew and said she would call back after checking exact quantities. She repeated the date twice so there was no misunderstanding. When she ended the call, Mai leaned in with a soft smile that didn't reach her eyes. You repeat too much," she said quietly. "You'll sound uncertain." Tu Na kept her voice neutral. "I repeat so there's no mistake." Mai's smile stayed. "Just don't make Alex look slow." Then Mai stepped away like nothing happened, returning to her public face the moment someone walked closer. Tu Na didn't chase the comment in her head. She wrote down the buyer's request and brought it to Alex when he finished speaking with the supervisor. Alex asked one or two short questions, then gave a decision. Tu Na recorded it and called the buyer back immediately with a clean answer. She kept it simple and ended the call fast. From there, the afternoon turned into movement and coordination. Alex needed to check another worksite briefly, then take more calls about customers and supply. He drove, stopped, asked quick questions, made decisions, then moved again. It wasn't glamorous, it was constant. Tu Na's job became sharper now. She wasn't just taking calls, she was also catching the small details Alex didn't have time to hold in his head. Who needed an update? Which buyer wanted a photo? Which delivery day had changed? Every time Alex got out of the car to speak to workers, Tu Na stayed ready in the passenger seat, phone in hand, notebook open, taking messages and writing down what needed to be answered. Mai stayed close through the afternoon. In public, she made it look like teamwork. She offered to help Tu Na learn, handed her water, smiled at her, told others Tu Na was doing well. People saw Mai as supportive. But in small moments, when Alex stepped away to speak to a supervisor, when a worker called him to look at something, Mai would slide in and make Tu Na feel small with quiet pressure. She would say, "Don't interrupt Alex unless it's important," even when the call was clearly urgent. Or she would say, "If you can't handle these buyers, you shouldn't be here," in a tone that sounded like advice but was really a threat. Tu Na didn't give her an argument. She only nodded and kept working, refusing to provide the satisfaction of a reaction. Late afternoon, Alex returned to the yard and paused to review the day. A few key workers came to report quickly what had been done, what was blocked, what needed approval tomorrow. Alex listened, made 2 or 3 final decisions, and told them what he expected in the morning. Tu Na wrote the decisions down in clean bullet points. She didn't need fancy language. She needed accuracy. Lon stopped by and checked on Tu Na, offering a small smile. "First day is always like being thrown into a river," she said quietly. "You didn't drown." Tu Na gave a small, tired smile back. She felt the truth of it in her bones. Her head was tight from concentration. Her back ached from standing and walking. But she also felt something solid. She had kept up, and she had not been made to fall apart. Mai walked over right then, bright and sweet again, because people were nearby. "See? She's strong," Mai said lightly. I knew she'd adjust. Then, as others drifted away, Mai placed a hand on Tu Na's notebook and tapped it once. "Don't forget," she said softly, low enough that it sounded friendly. "If you want to stay, you have to prove you're useful." Tu Na lifted her eyes and met Mai's gaze for a second, then looked away. "I'll do my job," she said calmly. Alex returned with his keys and told Tu Na it was time to go. He didn't ask Mai's opinion. He didn't create a scene. He simply nodded to Lan, checked that Tu Na had everything, and walked her to the car. The drive back to Mrs. Tang's was quieter. Tu Na leaned her head against the seat for a moment, exhausted. Alex didn't talk much. He only asked one practical question: if she could handle another day like this tomorrow. Tu Na answered honestly that it was hard, but she could learn. At Mrs. Tang's, Tu Na picked Henry up and thanked her. Mrs. Tang looked at Tu Na's face and didn't ask for details. She simply told her to eat something warm tonight and rest. Alex drove Tu Na home after that. The road was familiar, the evening air colder now. When they arrived, Alex carried Henry's small bag inside, helped Tu Na settle things quickly, and didn't linger longer than necessary. Before he left, he told her she did well today, and that tomorrow would be smoother, because she already knew the rhythm. Tu Na stood at the doorway holding Henry, tired but steady, as Alex got back into the car and drove away into the evening.
Tu Na quyết định nhận lời đề nghị của Alex và gọi điện cho anh vào sáng hôm sau. Alex lái xe đến đón cô và cô để Henry ở lại ở nhà bà Tang trước khi bắt đầu ngày làm việc đầu tiên. Thay vì ở trong văn phòng, Tu Na đi theo Alex đến các công trường của anh, hỗ trợ các cuộc gọi của khách hàng, theo dõi số lượng, thời hạn và các quyết định khi anh quản lý sản xuất và cung ứng. Lan hỗ trợ Tu Na bằng những hướng dẫn thực tế, trong khi Mi tỏ ra thân thiện trước mặt người khác nhưng lại lạnh lùng và gây áp lực khi ở một mình. Mi thử thách Tu Na bằng những lời chỉ trích tế nhị và những lời đe dọa ngầm. Cô cố gắng khiến cô do dự hoặc trông có vẻ thiếu năng lực. Bất chấp áp lực và nhịp độ làm việc không ngừng nghỉ, Tu Na vẫn giữ bình tĩnh, ghi chép mọi thứ rõ ràng và chứng minh rằng cô có thể theo kịp. Đến tối, Alex kết thúc ngày bằng cách lái xe đưa Tu Na về nhà.